Good morning, this is Kellaland on the go, with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
First responders rescued a man this weekend who fell from a mountain in the southern Black Hills.
It happened Saturday afternoon when the man fell about 30 feet at the top of Battle Mountain, a popular hiking area near Hot Springs. The fire department says the man was able to crawl back up the hill to a parking area.
That's where first responders assessed him and placed him onto a UTV to take him down the mountain to an ambulance. The fire department says the man had minor injuries.
A female was airlifted to a Sioux Falls hospital following a weekend house fire in northwest Iowa.
Crews responded to the fire on Central Avenue Southeast in Lamar's late Friday night. They found heavy flames and smoke coming from the south side of the home.
Investigators say the fire started in the kitchen. The female was in the home at the time of the fire. Her condition is not known. The house has been red tagged as unlivable with a damage estimate of $75,000.
Starting this week, South Dakota law enforcement agencies will be making a very visible effort to raise awareness about suicide prevention. Special ribbons are going to be attached to law enforcement vehicles across the state as part of September being Suicide Prevention Month.
Sioux Falls Police, along with the Sioux Falls Area Suicide Prevention Task Force, will be hosting an event tomorrow afternoon to highlight the 988 Lifeline, which is available 24/7 for anyone going through a mental health crisis.
Now let's get a check on our weather with meteorologist Brian Carsons. Good morning, Brian.
All right, good morning, Dan. Good morning, everybody. Our weather picture today overall, temperature-wise, pretty close to the averages for this time of the year. A lot of 70s, East River, and a couple of low 80s in western South Dakota. Clouds will be thickest across the southeast, where Yankton will be near 73 today. We can't rule out a couple of showers or a thunder shower redeveloping. They'll be widely scattered if they do that. It looks like tomorrow we warm up, then we get some thunderstorms back in parts of eastern Kettleland tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night. More on that story in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Brian. People around the world recognized International Overdose Awareness Day yesterday, including a group of people in Sioux Falls.
Last night there was a candlelight vigil underneath the Arc of Dreams in downtown Sioux Falls. The event was meant to honor loved ones lost to overdose, as well as end the stigma surrounding substance use disorder.
We want people to understand that addiction is a disease of the brain and that we're losing way too many young people to this unnecessary horrible tragedy, and there's so much collateral damage when just one life is lost.
It's nice to get together and you just speak about your loved one for your loved one and not the addiction or any of the stigma that comes with it.
Organizers also laid out 46 empty shoes to honor the 46 lives lost to overdose in Minnehaha and Lincoln counties in the last 18 months.
It was a busy day yesterday in Nelson Park in central Sioux Falls.
Thousands of people attended the Lifelight Festival, and they got to hear from some of their favorite Christian artists.
You know, in today's culture, there's a million reasons why we should be divided, whether it's politically or religion or, a lot of reasons we should be divided, but Jesus unites people, and that's what we're all about out here.
Along with the free concert, there were plenty of options for food and activities for kids like inflatables and action sports.
Two local groups organized a food drive Saturday to benefit Feeding South Dakota.
Volunteers helped unload and sort the food as they see a growing need in the community.
White House, Washington, D.C. are going to be trickling down and affecting most or all of us to some degree, and certainly many of our neighbors and friends and coworkers.
The group's goal was to collect 500 pounds of food.
That's a look at some of our top stories.
Let's now get one final look at our forecast with meteorologist Brian Carsons.
All right, watching that weather today, some showers in Nebraska to start the morning. That upper level low pressure center still kind of spinning away, so it's not impossible to catch a couple more flare-ups in our eastern counties, so we're just going to leave that alone. I want to leave the possibility of that there, but temperatures, again, pretty good today. Let's go right to the numbers, and we'll walk through Futurecast the next few days. So here's the trend. First of all, you can see Rapid City back to some 80-degree weather this afternoon. Brookings and folks to the north, you'll be in the mid to upper 70s today. Now, take a closer look at this by 8 o'clock this evening. See those spots on radar east of Interstate 29? That's what we're talking about there. That's why we're not giving up on the rain chance entirely, because it is possible that that could develop. So be mindful of those things, but also they're scattered enough that it's not worth canceling anything, because it's at this point very much a hit and miss scenario. Now, for tomorrow morning, we're going to start off in the upper 50s and low 60s. We're headed for warmer weather tomorrow. I think there's ample opportunity for some 80-degree weather. And based on what I'm seeing here, I think mid-80s are very likely from Rapid City to Pierre. I would not shy away from a batch of 80-degree weather into northeast South Dakota. And the problem is we're going to slam a cold front into that late in the afternoon after 4 o'clock. And that's why we've got a marginal risk of severe weather in these northeastern counties. Pretty good setup there for some thunderstorms. And we should be able to pop a couple of these with some hail. I know that's not a great subject to bring up, is it? But north of Brookings, north of Marshall, let's kind of watch that area. Now, Sioux Falls, because of the position of that, is probably late enough in the evening that severe weather really isn't too likely. We could get a thunderstorm out of that. Some rain showers kind of spinning around this big low to our northeast here on Wednesday morning. And that's going to crank up some wind. It's going to feel cool on Wednesday. We're going to be in the 60s. Like Watertown, Brookings, we're talking maybe low 60s late in the afternoon on Wednesdays. So feeling like fall. How about the rest of the week? Well, Thursday morning could start kind of chilly. Look at some of those 40s, 41 in Worthington and Sioux Center, Iowa. But then the afternoon, I'm going to argue a little bit with this next map. I think there's actually more potential to bounce back on Thursday afternoon. I think there could be more 70s than this is showing. But I also think that the cool air will win the battle again by Friday and Saturday. North winds open up, and we're going to be way below normal. We're going to be in the 60s again on Friday into Saturday. So think about that for football weather. Some hot chocolate, is that on the menu? You bet it is. I think it's going to be cool. Maybe crisp at times by the weekend. 60s for Sioux Falls on Friday and Saturday. Really, the dependent factor is the amount of sunshine. If we get shrouded with more clouds in that forecast, or if we have any chance of rain that would come up, all it's going to do is it's going to tug down our numbers even more. Now, that also plays a role in the overnight lows. At this point, we're content with some 40s, low 40s in Aberdeen. Somebody out there is asking the question, could we see some 30s for lows? Absolutely, it's possible. It would not take a lot to get some upper 30s out of this deal later in the week. Black Hills in particular, I think there is likely going to be some 30-degree weather. Pierre, you're up and down this week. You're warmer tomorrow. You're going to be cooler on Wednesday. Maybe a bounce back on Thursday, then downhill on Friday. And Rapid City will play that roller coaster ride too most of the week. Check us out. Details with your weather at KELOLAND.com.